Hello, hello, hello. Hey, you guys. It's your girl, Miss Mouthy. Hey, set of lips. I missed y'all. If you are listening to the Miss Mouthy podcast, which is all about the narratives and experiences of trans women of color here in the city of Detroit and the allies that love and support us. And so I am so thankful to be back this week. We're going to entitle this episode Dragging It. Okay. See, you like that? I get creative. If y'all can tell already, I get real into my work assignments and things like that. But I'm really, really excited with so much going on, especially when we think about this week being Transgender Awareness Week, to really raise awareness to like the vulnerability that trans people go through and the issues throughout our community members. But I notice we cannot have this conversation without the oftentimes the conversation of like how drag is really influenced throughout womanhood and women's transitions and even in the ways that we think about show. So y'all know I don't know that much about drag, so I wanted to do as much research and have the professionals actually come on and talk from their own narrative and experiences. um so we got some amazing guests that's going to join us. Let me tell y'all about the weekend that I had. So several things. I had came back from Florida, like I had told y'all. It was amazing. I surprisingly got an award for the work that I end up doing. Um, so I wanted y'all to see the trophy because I never really bring it. And if you don't follow me on social media, this is the work. It was really amazing. Let me tell y'all, if I knew that I was getting an award, there was no way that I would have wore what I wore. Like I was feeling inspired by like Tony Braxton, Jennifer Lopez. And so I was like, had my little see-through dress on, which I would never wear in Detroit. As soon as I got there and they called my name, I was like, oh shit, I gotta get up there with this like see-through dress on here. So, anywho, it was all about the work, and this was for all the ladies in Detroit that like believes in me. I do the work for it, and like it's just bigger things to come. So it's really good that Mouthy is being recognized for its own entity and things of that nature. And so yeah, I got a special guest in the building, y'all. I feel very, very honored to have this person here. Special guest, can you introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi everyone. My name is Josh. Josh Dupre. Some may know
Period.
me as Isis Dupre as well. So yes.
Yes, welcome, welcome. So
Thank
tell the
you.
people about well, one, I like to do pronouns. What's your pronouns? And um when it comes to drag, what age did you start doing drag?
My pronouns is he him.
Okay.
Um I started doing drag when I was let's see, 19.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
19. I started off with it was a DJ Demario party at the
Mm.
Woodward, and he did the best boy in drag competition.
Hey.
And it was for $500. And I got up in, I won, and hey, she's been here ever since.
Okay, so you slayed that. Okay, boom.
Yes.
So what I like to do is always do a little icebreaker just to break like the nervousness of when people come into the studio to be able to do that. So shout outs to the end game. It's a game that I love. Like if you ever trying to think of a way to start conversations not only with yourself, your partners, your friends, they got a lot of different arrays of stacks of decks that tell you real intimate questions really to get your brain thinking. So do you want to play a game with me?
Of course.
Okay, boom.
I'm live on my mines as well. So I
Yeah,
did
hey
tag in.
y'all. Hey.
So hey everybody.
Period. So um no, I don't like that question. Oh, okay, this is a perfect one. Tell me something I don't know about you. What is
Something
something that
you
the
don't know about me.
yeah, the listeners would really be surprised to know?
Something you don't know about me. Oh my gosh. Believe it or not, I am very shy.
Okay.
You may not think that because I'm a bartender and I
You
do
out,
shows,
yeah.
but I am a very shy individual. You have to
Okay.
pull me out of my shell.
Period. We will get the
Mhm.
pulling. And so like if y'all know like one thing about me, I really enjoy like the aspect of makeup. But when you add drag to it, I really love how expressive and like there's no right or wrong way that you can do that. So with that being said, what is some drag essentials or like go-to things that you really what Isis must have when you're about to perform?
When I'm about to perform, Isis must have some fab nails on.
Okay, period.
The nails have to be absolutely fabulous. Isis have to, and I mean have to have her body cinchers.
Ooh,
Give me my
period.
waist cinchers. I need to be snatched at all times. And
Okay, so I don't know that much about like that. Like, what is the process to really get
ooh.
your body? Ooh, snatch. So yeah, listeners, set of lips. We gonna learn today. Okay.
So like you mentioned at the beginning that drag is creativity. But
Mm-hmm.
it's up to it's your own creativity. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
So everybody don't want to go through what other queens go through to
Right.
look how they want to look. So what I go through to get my body snatched, I wear three girdles,
Okay.
one being like a full body shaper,
Period.
one be the Keisha Kayor one that goes
Yeah.
around, and then I also put one up above that one as well.
Okay.
But before I put all of those on, I do like half a roll of duct tape
Okay. Okay.
around
Just
the
to making
stomach.
sure everything is in
Yeah,
its proper
I don't
place.
want nothing.
Okay, falling down, looking
Uh-huh.
okay, bumpy. Okay, that's what's up.
All
But
of that.
shit, I might need to do that on a regular. Just trying to put on a dress, go somewhere at night.
Listen,
Okay,
honey,
it's the secrets to the trade. We
it's
didn't
the
know.
secrets.
Okay, so how did you come up with the name Isis?
Okay, so I came up with the name Isis because the day of the competition, my name was supposed to be London Dupre.
Okay, okay.
However, RB was asking people their names on the mic, and somebody had went with London already, and I was literally the next group to go.
Oh,
So I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm about to be a force to reckon with, and we know that ISIS is yeah.
yeah.
So
Period.
yeah, so I said I'm going with ISIS.
Okay, that's what's up. You know, the beauty that I do find that the correlation between drag performers and trans women is that like we all have that process in the beginning of birthing who we want to be.
Mhm.
So I love that because like it's really important to know how people got their origins of their name. Is there any drag influencers or performers that you really admire?
Of course, most definitely. Of course, you April Summers,
Okay, period.
Chantrell Blue,
Hmm.
Mafia.com. I can go deep and go out of town. Giselle Barbie Rayel.
Okay, shout outs.
Shout out.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it's like Trinity K. Bonet.
Ooh,
So
okay.
yeah, I have my influences. Most
Okay, what
definitely.
about okay? So when let me just throw this out here. So, are you a RuPaul like fan fanatic? What are you thinking about RuPaul in the show that he's created?
I absolutely love it.
Okay.
It sheds light on the drag world because
Hmm.
so many people is confused about drag queens.
Yes.
And it's like when they watch it, they get to break the norm. Like people automatically feel like because you in drag that you want to be a
Well,
woman.
yes. Yes.
So on that show, it them people they get to show their lifestyle and let you know like I'm a man 24/7. You're gonna see me in this dressing room. You're gonna see me, but when it's time to do what I gotta do, boom, I'm me.
And you know what? That's one thing that no different than like a lot of people have to decipher sexual orientation and gender identity and gender expression in order to be able to really respect people in their authentic self. So, like, I've realized that I thought all drag queen men were gay. And then you come to realize that there are some actual heterosexual men that do drag and go back
Where
and
they
live.
at?
No, well, I'm gonna go find them. I'm gonna go find them. But I was watching something on television one time, and it was like gagging me to be like, "Oh, bitch!" Like, okay, but it was a level of me recognizing that people had to be able to be comfortable in their expression, right? So if your
Mm-hmm.
wife is really aware of like this is something that you're into, but you're still like making love to them and you're like invested in your marriage, I could understand how like it wouldn't make me look at my significant other any different. Um, so what is dating like as a you know, I like to get to the shits, okay? As soon as you got comfortable and took your jacket off, I was like, yeah, it's time. It is time.
um, at first it was at first it was a bit much,
Okay.
because I used to slight hide it, so I
Okay.
wouldn't tell a person until like they would have to find out basically.
Can I ask why?
I wasn't comfortable.
Okay.
So it was
Ooh.
like since I wasn't comfortable with it, but I liked it, but I wasn't comfortable with it. And then every man again, you gotta sometimes ease that out
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't want nobody to feel like, oh, he want to be a girl. I don't want to date
Uh,
girls.
interesting.
So it was hard, but now, child, please, they don't
Okay.
care.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't, and that's the one thing that I want the listeners to take away from it is that, like, one, being you and in your authentic truth, just allow yourself room to grow to whoever you are. And what will be for you will find you simply.
Most definitely.
Because it's no different than like when I started to transition, it was a period where I like used to hide like the clothes, and then I just was like, oh, I don't know, am I ever gonna find someone who actually likes me for me? But when I stood in my truth, hell, they didn't care.
That's all you have to do, stand in your truth. So now I do.
Yes, period. So how long on the average do you think it takes Isis to get ready?
2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Okay. Okay. Oh, a good 2 hours, or like that's just roughly always around the
If
time
you
it take you
if I'm coming out and I'm giving body, face, and grace, 2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, period.
Most definitely.
Okay. What what was your first song you ever did on show?
My very first song I've ever done on show was Jennifer Hudson, All Dressed in Love,
Okay.
from the Sex and the City soundtrack. Yes.
See, the funny thing, now you're gonna make me go back and listen to that because
Ooh, girl,
okay.
it's a good song.
Okay. And so what is your favorite song to do on show?
My favorite song to do on show. Ooh, you got me with that one.
Oh, okay.
I have a couple favorite songs, but if I had to choose like my favorite, like if I have nothing to do and it's just like, child, you gotta go there. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going with Beyonce, the live version of Dangerously in Love when she did
Oh.
at the Beyonce experience
Mm-hmm.
where she
Mm-hmm.
went into
Okay.
Jill Scott.
Period.
Yeah.
I love that. So,
Yes.
um, is there any iconic personalities that you like honestly try and embody, or you get your pull your influence from?
Um
So, like, you know that you said Beyonce. Is there any more iconic women that you?
Of course, I stick to and sometimes. So what I do with my drag as well is try to stick to my roots, but then also like when I'm on show, I always do 2 to 3 numbers. So I
Okay.
try to stick to my roots, which is something that people know me for. But then I also try to reach outside of the box. So Brandy, I love her.
I love a
I
good
love
brandy.
Brandy. Monica. You could give me some Yolanda.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, those are some of my influences
Okay.
that
Boom.
I can perform all the time, anytime.
Okay, so you got something amazing definitely in the pipelines and coming up. Can you tell the people about that? Because I'm excited for it.
Of course. Oh my gosh. So me and my cousin, his name is Tony T.
Okay. Hey,
Um,
Tony.
yes, he's on live. Hey cousin. Um, we started we talked about doing brunches during the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I woke up and I'm like, no, we gotta really do this.
Right.
So because in Detroit, let's be clear, in
Yes.
Detroit, we don't have drag brunches.
Yeah.
We have them in Ferndale.
You're right.
We have them in Royal Oak.
You're right.
We have, the ones
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm like, I want to do one for Detroit. So that's why the venue I was looking for, we were specifically looking for Detroit.
Okay.
And I wanted because Detroit have some amazing talented
They
people,
do. They do.
performers. So I was like, I want to broadcast our amazing performers, but yet bring in people from out of town
Yes.
to show them that what Detroit have to offer as well.
Period.
So that's why with the first brunch, I brought Trinity K. Bonet because she was
Mhm.
from RuPaul's Drag Race and she had an amazing time here in Detroit.
Yeah, I heard really good reviews about your brunch.
Thank you. So this next one, which will be this Sunday, November 21st, I'm
Okay.
bringing Giselle Bobby Royale into the house.
Hey.
Giselle Bobby Royale is known in the show world. She's a former everything.
Everything. I went and like Googled her and was watching clips to like fill her out and all. I was so astonished. I was like, damn, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna bring that talent in Detroit. So just to mix it in with some Detroit, I got a little surprise for y'all on Sunday too, like a surprise
Okay.
performer that's popping in.
I love surprises.
It's the show is hot,
Okay.
It's brunch giving because we know Thanksgiving coming up.
Mhm.
We do
That's
raffles.
creative.
Yes, we do raffles, we do giveaways. Thanksgiving is, you know, the year to be thankful and to give away. So we're doing giveaways. Canned good drive. You bring 3 canned goods in, you get a free raffle ticket. The canned
See
goods,
that?
all of those will be going to Ruth Ellis
Okay. Shout
Center.
outs to Ruth
Shout
Ellis.
out to Ruth Ellis, most definitely. Um, on top of the hot show, we have amazing food, bottomless mimosas. The last brunch, they was drunk, but in a good way. It
Okay.
was like
Yeah, because
a
it's
good
still early
vibe.
in the day.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
early in the day. It was a really good vibe. So
You got me excited because the reviews that I had got was that like it was centered in blackness. People was really able to turn up in our culture because we know that like yeah, like you said in Ferndale, and when we don't bring awareness to how like racial division makes experiences different,
it does.
we really don't allow people to show up in their full self. So what I do love is that you're doing it for the culture. You're doing it in blackness, so people can really come and be ourselves. And so yeah, let the people know how do they get tickets to come to this event.
So you can get tickets from inboxing me. I'm always inboxing back. My number is actually on Facebook as well. You can hit me up. We do have, if I'm not mistaken, 11 more tickets left before the show is
Get y'all
sold out. I
tickets,
know.
okay? Because
It's like a hot thing. I promise you. You come, you get drunk, you enjoy an amazing show, you eat as much food as you want, you drink as many mimosas as you want.
period.
It's no drama. It's literally like a genuine good time to watch a great show, eat good food, and drink as many mimosas
Okay,
as you want.
and tell the people how much they need to pay in order to get their
Yeah,
ticket.
so the tickets are $60.
Okay,
The
period.
$60 literally cover everything. Literally, you don't have to come out of your pocket for nothing but the tip.
Okay, period. We want to tip our
Most
entertainers,
definitely.
period. I mean, when you think about how much, like you said, it take you 2 hours to get ready. So, like, hell, don't have nobody get dressed for 2 hours and you ain't about to tip them, baby, because
And then
the
you in there jamming and zooming to us.
some free liquor and food. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let's go and support and just really show how, like, when Black people start to venture out and create their own lane, let's show them that they get support because we believe in their vision. So,
Most definitely.
yeah. Now I want to kind of like mix it up a little bit. I want to call this segment like a mouthy minute or I don't know, but or moment. It could be a mouthy moment, but I definitely want to have a shared dual experience. I want to invite Malibu on. She is a trans woman that also do shows and just kind of have the conversation, especially between Hey Malibu.
Hi,
Um,
Raquel. Hey, Isis. Thank you for
Hey,
having
how
me.
are
sister.
you? Tell the
I'm
people who you
well.
are and what you do and your pronouns.
My name is Malibu.com. I just go by Malibu. I am a trans woman here in Detroit. I perform mainly at Gigi's Gay Bar. So if you guys want to see me, you guys can see me there. I just started doing pageantry, so I'm not a pageant queen like that. don't,
Okay.
don't don't get into that. But yes, I'm mainly known for just doing the whole drag thing.
Okay, wonderful. And so Isis, what club are you performing at or like how do people find you on show as well?
So I mainly perform on Monday nights at the Woodward,
Okay.
but I pretty much performed everywhere. You know, GG's, Minjo.
Yeah.
Actually, I will be at Minjo's next week, Wednesday, with Sierra and the Charm School. So make sure you
Hey.
check that out as well. Wednesday nights, Charm School
I
with
know that's
Sierra
right.
or Malone.
Okay. So Malibu, I kind of want to hear a little backstory of how you became to like do drag and how you came up with your name of Malibu and what that was like in a time where you decided to transition.
Okay, so I first started doing drag when I was actually 16, like just at home, like playing in my mom's makeup and
Okay.
doing the usual. And then I just started, going to school with eyebrows on and lashes on and
Okay.
all that good zhuzh. And then once I was actually 17, I started going to the gay bars. And
Okay.
the first gay bar I ever went to was Gold Coast. Do you guys know what Gold Coast
Yeah,
is?
do they take it off?
um,
What?
yes, Gold Coast is not around anymore, but
Mhm.
that's where it all started. And then I went to Gigi's. That's like my home bar, and that's where Malibu came. But funny story, the name Malibu just came from me and my friend drinking a shot of Malibu, and we were just like, that name would be cute, and it stuck ever since.
Okay, period. Y'all better make it just as simple as it needs to be. So my question is because I know like a lot of times with performers, they do it because that's their passion and something they love to do. Is it safe to say you can like really make a really good income off of doing shows?
You can.
Yeah, for both of y'all.
You can go first, Isis.
Baby, I done paid my rent off of off of
Okay.
just one show, so I would say yes.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Okay.
Yes, I can most definitely agree with that. I was at a point in life where my rent was $200 a week, and I was working 2, 3 shows a week and making $500. So I was able to pay rent along with like get food and
Everything you needed.
etc. Yeah, you just have to
Okay.
put your mind to it and really put in the hard work.
Okay. So, because I don't like to shy away from shit, but I do think it's no matter what you talk about, it's kind of how you preface it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, can we have the conversation around how oftentimes drag queens and trans women are often
Compared.
yeah. Where did y'all think that come from? Why is that a thing? And how do we change that narrative?
Only thing we could do is tell our own stories.
Mhm.
Make people knowledgeable of it. Because
Yeah.
sometimes they're not knowledgeable about trance and like showgirls and drags and things
Mhm.
like that. So the only thing you could do is just shed light to it.
That's definitely why I'm here because I be
Yes.
want to learn, and I feel like I don't want to not definitely being a trans woman. I don't want to be like, oh, you got to accept me, da 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 da, and then we talk about how our community is on the spectrum, but when we think of the art of drag, I'm just kind of like, oh well, leave them alone because they not one of us. What about you,
Right.
Malibu?
I most definitely agree with Isis. I feel like a big issue is in the trans community is that trans women who do drag, the gay world looks at us like a magnifying glass and wants us to be super feminine and either
Yes.
come out with like, boobs out and butt naked and do all these, slutty things when that's not what it's usually all about. Like
Okay.
we can really put on a show, make things like classical or even comedic. Like
Yes.
we can do way more than just be sexy, you know?
I feel that. Thank you for saying that. I think that's oftentimes one thing that I've noticed is the hyper femininity of people like holding trans women to this like unrealistic. That's women in society as general. Let's start there. But
Yeah.
holding us to this unrealistic expectation all the time. So I guess to say the least, how do y'all describe y'all drag? Like what type of personality traits or kind of like characteristic charisma things that you'll have about y'all personas?
You want to go first, Malibu?
I'll go first. I wouldn't say like there's like something very specific about my persona or anything. Like I'm a dancer. I'm a good dancer. I went to art school, so I was trained how to
Nice.
perform and all that stuff. But I just learned, like Isa said, I learned from pretty legendary queens, Mafia.com. Mafia.com is my drag mother.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys might know who she is, Fantasia Royale Gaga,
Okay.
Giselle Barbie Royale's sister.
Mm,
That's another one of my drag mothers. I learned a lot from her, got a lot of advice from her, Nikki Monet, watching Sasha Colby, learning from Nikki Stevens. You know, all
okay,
the
Nikki
legendary
Stevens, come
queens.
on.
Yes, the
Yeah.
legendary, the one and only Nikki Stevens. They've taught me a lot. And so I just put that on the stage, just things that I've learned, you know?
Yeah. One thing I love, I said you can go ahead and answer, but I'm gonna give you your roses while you're here as well.
Thank you. You know what? Believe it or not, um, shout out to Toy Alexandria because she is the first Black Barbie of Detroit.
Oh, come on.
But I like to balance myself and think of myself as a Barbie
I
when
love
I
that.
get up in. So we know that Barbies come in different shapes, size, and forms. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when I get up in, I'm thinking of the Black Barbie. I'm gonna give you a mug like none other.
Period.
Again, the body is going to be snatched for the gods.
Okay.
No, some Barbies be snatched for the guys. So I'm a Barbie.
Okay. You know it's also Cabbage Patch Dolls. No, I'm just I just play. But no, what I love that, and what I do love about what you're doing with your brunch is that like you having a food drive, right? Like you having people bring in canned goods, and it's like I love supporting and seeing people who work together for a greater good. Um, what are some things that y'all think could improve the drag world?
The bickering, the unnecessary going back and forth, and the not supporting.
Mm-hmm.
To keep like being a showgirl, and being a showgirl is something that I like to do, and that's why I've done it for so long. I always support,
Right.
and with support, I get support.
That's true.
So, what the community lack is support. You have so many people feeling like I'm this high mighty, and I'm this and I'm that, and I don't have to support this because I'm this
Right.
and my name is that. But you also started off down here,
Period.
where you wanted that support. So once you get up here,
You gotta
you
give it
have to
back.
keep it going. And at this point, I feel like I'm up here, and I'm going to keep supporting.
Yeah.
So it's just the support for me. Like I feel like the support is lacking. It's horrible.
What about you, Malibu?
I agree with everything Isis said. I just want to add to that two things. One, judgment,
Yeah.
and two, jealousy.
Mm.
Because the
Cha-ching.
judgment, and I've experienced this with my 6 years, with doing drag and now happily being a trans woman.
Yes.
What I experienced with the judgment is when I was a boy, is that even gay people or even trans women would say, you're too feminine, you're going to be a girl, or you need to be a girl, or you need to be this, or you need to be that.
Right.
That can really mess with someone's psyche. It can put them in a depression because now they think that, they pretty much don't know who they are at that point.
Right.
And, even for very masculine guys or like even trans men, it's the same way around. Like trans men, a lot of people want them to be very hyper masculine,
Yes.
expect to be having big muscles and facial hair, but that's not always the case. And the jealousy part, everyone already knows about that. I don't got to explain that part, honey.
Okay. And that's something I do love that drag also offers, is that it allows people from all different identities to come and participate, because Isis, when
Absolutely.
we had went to charm school, we had seen a cisgender woman get on show, and I've never seen that before in my life. Yeah, like
I
I've
love
never seen.
that.
Yeah, like it was just like I love that drag is allowing people to just come on, be themselves, and entertain. Um, but I really wanted to ask y'all about, because Malibu, you made a really good point about how do y'all balance that duel of being true to yourself and just knowing when to turn your entertainment or your drag off.
For me, it's pretty simple. Or,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No,
Did you
go
want to go
ahead.
first?
Go ahead, sis.
Okay. I'm sorry. For me, it's pretty simple. It's just like how you live your normal day life. That's how you should do it every day.
Yeah.
Being on stage is being on stage. You'll know when to be on stage. It's almost like your own off switch. It turns on and off by itself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There's no really control to it, at least for me, because when I get home, I'm like, I'm tired. I take everything off. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's off. But when I'm on show, it's on.
So do it look a little different for you, Isis, only because like you go back to your um male roles and gender?
No, I agree with
Okay.
Malibu.
Okay.
Once I'm all the way up in, like from the moment, I tell you this, when it's entertainment, when it's time for me to turn on,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
time for me to turn on once my body on.
Okay. I love
Once
that.
my body on, once my body on, it's time to me, because Isis to me again, that's entertainment. Entertainment is acting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Once that body is on, I'm a lady.
Period. Period.
So it's like it's literally like an on and off switch, most definitely. Because when the body off, I'm like Malibu, everything off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess Malibu, do you have any like be like events coming up, or like how do people keep you on show, or things that we should be aware of?
Um, Really, we have Gigi's flyers. You can look at the Gigi's Gay Bar Facebook page. We have flyers on there posted almost every day. We have shows on Monday. We have shows on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Um, yes.
Do you remember your first song that you ever performed, Malibu?
I do. Oh my God, I'm glad you asked me this question. I actually performed to Jai Ho by the Pussycat Dolls.
Hey.
It was a mess, honey. I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay. Okay, that takes us into our next one. How, as an entertainer, do you continue to keep evolving and keep building, what I see for y'all is y'all legacy?
Studying.
Okay.
Whenever I perform, I make sure I have I I always have like a couple people that comes to my shows.
Okay.
So, and then with that being said, I make sure that I'm recorded.
Mm-hmm.
I always get my recording sent back to me, and I study my videos. I study them, and I can see for myself what I don't like.
Okay.
So I'm going to revamp what I don't like. And it worked.
Nice. Malibu?
Yes, I completely agree with Isis. Also, for me in the beginning, I made tons of mistakes, but what I learned over time is that you should keep on making the most mistakes you can because that is how you're going to learn. The more you fall, the more you're going to learn, the more you're going to grow, the better you're going to become. And yeah, that's just really it.
I agree.
So, in light of Trans Awareness Week, Malibu, what things do you feel like people need to be more aware of when it comes to trans women, just in general?
The number one thing is that you don't know what at what point a trans woman is at, like either if they're in the beginning of their transition,
Yes.
they're at the end of their transition, in the middle of their transition, because like me, I am transitioning, but I'm not on hormones yet. I'm not able to get my hormones until January just because of other people having appointments, waiting lists, etc. Because COVID and everything, it's just hard now. So when
Thank you for sharing.
when guys will look at me or anything like that and see facial hair or anything like that, I have a lot of facial hair. I have to cover it up really good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a very honest
Right.
person. So guys don't kind of like that. But for me as a trans woman, it's like I can't help it because
If I don't, it bring up dysphoria for me.
right. I have
Right.
to I have to wait just as much as you have to. It's a
Yeah.
process.
Okay, so
I agree.
y'all know shit can get mad expensive with performing and all of that. Can I kind of like see what is it that like either it's the most expensive item you have bought?
Evening gown.
Oh, okay.
About to say evening gown.
Okay. What can an evening gown run, y'all? Like,
2,000.
oh, okay.
Even higher than that if you got the coin.
Even higher than that. But the gown alone. But when you think of that category, you spending 2,000. Well, I'm spending 2,000 on the gown because I can't speak for every other queen.
Right.
But I am preparing for a pageant, and I know that's what the gown costs. But that does not include the shoes, the hair,
Yes.
the jewelry.
This is why tipping is so important, you guys.
It's so important. You want us to look good.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I never thought of it that way because, like, when y'all do have, no wonder the pageants is so extravagant and so, because I was like, oh, but I was under the impression because of RuPaul that everybody make their own gown. I'm honest enough to say that I was being ignorant. Like, I'm like, oh, bitches can sew. Bitches is like running it down them threads. And so when people come out, I'm like, oh my God, they made that all on their own. And it's just like, no, bitch.
And y'all can't sew a shirt together.
Okay. But Malibu, I think you brought up a really good point that like no different than we'll compare the two. No different than drag, no different than transitioning. Everybody will be in a different walk of life in their stage of when they're presenting themselves, right? And that oftentimes just because you're not on HRT does not take away from people respecting your pronouns and you addressing you as a woman and things of that nature. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it goes no different to you, Isis, that like just because a man does drag does not take away from his masculinity. So, is there any moments you could recall where people kind of like tried to take your masculinity from you or challenged it?
Oh, always. You know, I have people. I don't mind. First of all, let's be clear. I don't mind when if I'm called sis.
Yeah,
I don't mind a girl. Like I don't mind all of that.
right.
But where it comes in play is if I'm having a conversation and we're adults. So if I'm
Right.
having a conversation about like sex,
Yeah.
and then a person automatically feel like, oh, you do drag, you a bottom. So then I'm
Yes.
having a conversation about other things, and then it'll be like, ew, they
Yeah.
let you a lady, and it's like, no,
No, I'm a lady when I'm on stage.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Malibu,
So
you got anything that you want to say about that? Like, is there anybody who might try and like take away from your womanhood because you do drag?
Oh yeah, most definitely. But when I go out there, especially, no offense to older men, but older men, for trans women, they look at you like you're, like I said, a sex object or like a sex symbol,
Yeah.
and they try and touch you and do certain things, and it's like that's not what it is. It's like I came here to do what all of us other performers are here to do, and that is to put on a show and entertain.
I just came to dance for you.
Okay,
that's
say it
it.
again.
Okay, I just came to dance for you. But I thank y'all for y'all willingness to be vulnerable and things of that nature. Um, what I want to see, honestly, from the one, I want to see more venues where drag people like we got Chantrell doing Queendom, we got Sierra doing that. I want to see more. Like it is more room for everybody to be great, for everybody to eat. But I also, for me, for what I like, I want to like burlesque theme night or a show where like I can just feel like I just walked into some shit and it's a full on production. And I don't know what that's gonna look like or how to get that. But I think that would just be the most sickest thing ever is to have like drag queens and trans women and showgirls all coming together to like put on this like burlesque show. Um and trans men and gender non-conforming people, let me not be ignorant, to just come together and put on this production. Um yeah, I don't
You
see
know
that.
what? With that, I would love that. But with that comes egos.
Yeah, that's true.
With the egos, people don't want to rehearse. If I'm gonna do something like that, I want it to be like out cold, full
Yeah.
throttle rehearsal,
Mm-hmm.
no joke, no plan. So I feel like that's why nothing really like that haven't happened, because it'd be hard to get 6 to 7 people to rehearse.
Yeah. So have y'all, either one of y'all, done like a group or a duet type of performance?
I
Like,
have. I've performed
Oh
with Divine
yes.
Floor before.
okay.
I feel like she the only one I performed with, Divina.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So what was working with her like that really made it work well?
Well, that's my sister. She sewed for me. That's
Okay.
my seamstress. And we always like put each other on.
Yes.
So this is when April Summers was doing the April Summers drag addiction on Sundays at Innuendos, and I'm still the current reigning amateur innuendo, but they don't
Hey.
do those
I
pageants
know
anymore.
that's right.
But I'm like, April Summers don't know who you are, sis, so I'm gonna pull you onto this show for her to
The
get to know
plug.
who you are.
Yes.
And then once I pulled her onto the show, April booked her.
Period.
So that
That's amazing.
it was it was, the show was sickening.
Oh.
So yeah.
What about you, Malibu? Who have you collab with?
Kira Kennedy Chanel. I think that like for pageants, that's the only one I've done. But I've done like little like duets here and there. Like I've done some queens that came out of town, or Courtney Breeze,
And what do you
Bentley
think,
James.
what do you think it really took for those um collaborations to work?
Very hard teamwork. Very hard teamwork, and you got to focus because nobody, not one of y'all wants to mess up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody wants to mess up. So you just really have to focus and be on your game, and just look very clean. Look
Oh.
very clean.
Okay. Well, y'all know in the future I'm gonna be looking hopefully from a collab from both of y'all together. Just
That could
Most
most definitely help. At
definitely.
least my sister.
you see how that plugs in? You see how you do that?
I performed with some men too.
Okay.
Brian Rodeo
Okay.
and
hmm
Tommy DeVille.
Hey, Tommy.
Okay.
Yes. So what do y'all expect for let me get y'all a year from now? A year from now, what do y'all really honestly expect for you as a performer? Um, yeah, what things would you want to do?
So November of next year of 2022, my expectations for Josh/Isis Dupre
Hmm.
is going to be dominating the ballroom scene for Drag Face.
Hey.
Is going to be more opportunities for me to kill it with these brunches. I have so many creative ideas in my head for the brunches that's coming up. People to bring in. So I like in a year from now, I want my brunches to be like
Top tier.
yes. I want it to be like let's be clear, the brunches that be at Bobcats. But people
Where people
expect to
packed
go
out.
there.
Yeah.
Yes. So I just expect to be like an amazing entrepreneur. And I also expect to be on somebody's TV screen,
Period.
showing my creativity of drag, like my form.
Yeah.
Because everybody's form of drag is
It's
different.
different. I'm here for it. What about you, Malibu?
I can agree with that. The first thing is to be on a TV screen. No specific show, just to be on a TV screen,
Okay.
whether it's reality TV or whatnot. But also she wants to dominate the world of ballroom. I
Okay.
want to dominate the world of pageantry. Because
Okay.
honestly, after my first pageant, it gave me so much motivation, and I've never been so proud of myself in doing anything. And it really I got so much advice from past reigning queens, queens who were even on the wall, where the
Right.
pageant was at, telling me that you did this, like you can dominate pageantry. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. And so I want to dominate pageantry. Obviously, for myself, complete the transition by November of next year. I'm hoping to get real ones.
Okay. Okay.
So that's on the bucket list. And, just be a successful, well rounded drag queen.
Period. And regardless to what y'all journeys is like, I want to be there to watch y'all grow and support y'all. Um, definitely. So,
Thank you.
Thank you
I
very
see.
much, love.
Of course. So this segment is called Mouthy Mentions, where I highlight an entrepreneur, a black entrepreneur. Normally it's in Detroit, but when I was in Florida, I met a young lady named Toy Washington that has her own like beauty cosmetics. And when I tell y'all, like I'm just about to let you, can you smell that Isis for us, right? So
Of
y'all don't even
course.
think a bitch is playing because I
It's,
let
it's the body butter.
yeah, I let Jamie smell it. And Jamie, what was your thoughts on it? Yeah, yeah. Ain't that
Mm-hmm.
smell nice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what,
I can smell it
baby.
from here.
Oh, the scent is just giving what niggas to give. Okay, but y'all go and support her.
Oh, it feels good too.
Okay, I don't know necessarily how to pronounce it, but hopefully y'all can see that right there. Because baby, she did her thing and she got candles and she got the oil, like her body oil smells so good. Not even lying to y'all at all. I can't make that shit up. But what I love to do is mouthy messages as well. So both of y'all drop world pearls of wisdom on the listeners. So one thing that they could take away from learning, either it could be somebody up and coming in drag, somebody up and coming in their transition, or just a life lessons that always stuck with you.
Don't never let nobody tell you can't do it. If you want to do it, do it. Don't let no boy defer you from doing what you want to do, because if he gonna want you in drag, out of drag,
Yes.
with your haircut, with it not cut. Um, go for it.
Period.
Whatever you want, go for it.
Thank you,
For
Isis.
me, I would say whether it's a guy or a girl, don't let anyone peer pressure you. Whether it's if They want you to get plastic surgery, your body done. If it's drugs, doing sex work, whatever it is, don't let anyone peer pressure you into doing something you do not want to do. Be your most authentic self. Like I said it before, make as many mistakes as you can and just learn from them, because that's how you're going to grow and be the most successful person you can be. Um, yes, there's going to be bumps along the way, just like everybody else, but we get over them and we fix it and we move on. So,
Yes. I'll leave y'all with this conversation has definitely taught me on what you don't know. Don't be afraid to like have the conversation. It is okay to learn. You're not an expert, okay? None of us walk through life just being an expert in every fucking thing. And the moment that you don't know something, it is okay to be not only um the person who can learn. But when you know that you got that power in the Pacific lane, be the teacher. It is okay to take up space and it's okay to like bow out gracefully when you don't know something. So thank y'all for sharing those perspectives on drag and letting me understand it a lot more because the bitch was being very biased. And I'm honest enough. Yeah, I'm honest enough to say that. So also, like this Sunday, again, come out to the brunch. Your girl Miss Mouthy will be in the building. Come pop y'all shit with us on the in the brunch. We gonna be there.
Not
And
only Miss Mouthy, we got Miss Mia Cole.
we got Mia Cole in the building.
okay, yes,
We have Miss
Mia.
Mafia.com.
Mafia.com,
Come on,
period.
mother.
We have they can say what they want. This is the queen of brunches. Sabin.
Okay, period.
Sabin of Detroit.
Boom.
Sabin Cooper. She's the queen of brunches.
Do it.
That's a funny bitch.
Okay.
You can
We have
see her
Miss
at Gigi's on Fuck You Fridays.
Yes, you can.
Yes, fuck you Fridays.
Of course, you have the Black Barbie of Detroit, myself one show.
Okay, period.
And then I'm bringing the Barbie from
Ooh.
Orlando, Miss Giselle Barbie Royale.
Ooh. So if y'all looking for a good time this Sunday with cocktails and food, please come out and support. And it's for a good cause. Bring your 3 can goods so you can get your raffle
You
ticket and
might
all
win
of
a
that.
60-inch TV.
You see what I'm saying? All y'all can use the TV.
Mhm.
I can't have enough TV. Put it in the damn kitchen if you need to. Okay, that's what you gotta know. But yeah, let people know y'all handles so they can get into it. Oh, you say you like
This
it?
really smell good.
I told
It
you.
like
I told you. It linger.
it linger.
Oh. But let people know your handles so they can get in contact with you.
Well, my Facebook is Josh Dupre. That's 1 E, JOSHDUPRE. Instagram, Snapchat, all of that is the same. Josh, again, that's JOSH Dupre. DUPRE. That's 1 E.
Period. Malibu. Oh, Malibu coming back. Okay.
Someone just tried to call me. I apologize.
Yeah, it's okay. No worries. Let people know your handles and how they can get in contact with you.
I am on Facebook by my legal name. Unfortunately, it is Michael Reigard, REIGHARD, parentheses Malibu. You can catch me on Instagram at MalibuGaga.com. You can catch me on Snapchat at Malibu.com21. And yep, that's it.
Okay, and so boom, this is how things work too. Like we got the plug with Jaleesa at the name change clinic. So if you decide that before you start your HRT, you want to get your name changed, I would definitely connect y'all to. But like I'm really just excited to be announced that like I'm Paz 100, like one of their activists that's around like HIV work. Like oftentimes we let the stigma of HIV in our community limit people. And I think we need to do a better job of not only holding ourselves accountable in space, but also people that we know are going around outing people's statuses, being mean or malicious, and like educate yourself. You equal you is now changing the ways in which people exist and live their lives as people who living with HIV. And so I just make it a really big thing that as a perfect, I feel like we all have a form of privilege. And if you know your status and you want to decriminalize, you want to take away from the stigma that comes with people who living with HIV, do it. Put yourself in a space where people get confused about your status and we start to normalize that like it doesn't matter how you what your status is, as long as you are happy and living a long, healthy life. That's what we want to get to. We want to get to that. And so, with that being said, this is your girl, Miss Mouthy. Even when you what? Don't see me, you hear me. Bye.
See y'all.